Hey, what's up? World Cup Lounge here on the Fab View today with Matheus, and there is a very good reason for it because in less than 45 minutes, Brazil is going to play against Morocco first game. Matheus obviously bring a Brazilian, as Brazilian as he gets. He's going to be here, basically giving us a little bit of insight to this game. I want to do this on the lounge where we all kind of gave our presentation of what we believed were going to be our teams and all of that in the first episode. So we're going to try and stick to this pre-match routine as much as possible with all the teams. Might not be possible all the time, but we were going to try. And this is a big game, Matheus, for Brazil.
Oh, absolutely. To be honest, expected with a starting 11. From that perspective, it's our first game, and hopefully Brazil can start the World Cup with a good performance tonight. Unfortunate with Wesley having an injury last minute and the last couple of days, and can affect your tactical planning from that perspective. But
Yeah.
I think looking at the squad, it's pretty much expected from midfield and the forwards.
Yeah. And we can look right into it, actually. I will have the... there you go. There you go. The lineup is here. Obviously, starting with Alisson in goal, Gabriel and Marquinhos, Ibanez as well with Douglas, which I will ask your opinion in a minute. Bruno Guimarães and Casemiro, Vinicius on the left, Rafinha on the right, and then Lucas Paquetá behind Igor Thiago. Any surprises for you here?
Not really. Obviously, Douglas replacing Wesley. Ibanez is an interesting one. I believe Ancelotti will try to bring a little bit more speed and intensity in those wide areas, as you can see there with Douglas and Ibanez supporting Vinicius and Rafinha. And I won't be surprised if throughout the game, Vinicius and Rafinha will switch positions. So from that perspective, I think going around their back line, we're trying to sort of be creative with players moving around. The good thing is having Thiago centrally and Paquetá operating behind him, I think will be a good link up. And obviously the two centre backs, both obviously playing a Champions League final and having a fantastic year, I believe will be very solid at the back.
It's interesting because we have Ibanez, which is predominantly a centre back playing on the right side, and then you have Rafinha, which is probably out of the two wingers the one that is going to have more defensive input. And then on the left you have probably the best flank of Morocco with Hakimi and Brahim Diaz against Douglas and Vinicius. You don't see any problem there?
Look, from that side, as I said, I think Rafinha will start on the left and Vinicius eventually come to the right-hand side. I know the starting lineup is like this now, but I won't be surprised throughout the game if Douglas also takes the responsibility to help defensively as well as obviously attacking-wise, because from a counter perspective, if Hakimi and their right-hand side move up, then will allow us a lot of space to attack in that area. And obviously Vinicius and Douglas going forward can potentially hurt them.
Yeah. And that's going to be an interesting, because I don't think this Morocco team is going to be, a heavy hitter. However, I think I put him on the dark horses for the start of this World Cup. Obviously, in my opinion, Brazil is clear favorite to win this game. However, again, I go back to the same, and I mentioned this in the first episode, and it's a big if, but if things don't go right from the start for Brazil in this game, and I've seen this with my own national team when we played Morocco in 2002, and we concede a goal that comes a little bit out of the blue, a mistake from the goalkeeper in a cross ends up being a goal, and then they just absolutely close shop, and we couldn't do much about it. How do you see the game panning out? What do you see as the biggest danger for Brazil? Because for me, as I mentioned before, the mentality is a factor. Like, are you able to cope when the game goes a little bit away from you? I have doubts about Brazil in that regard. What are you thinking there?
Yeah, look, being really honest, I think from an experience perspective, the two centre backs, the goalkeeper, and obviously Casemiro there playing in front of them will bring us that stability and that confidence in difficult moments and tough moments throughout the games, if conceding early or not conceding at all. I don't think from a game perspective, Morocco will be able to create too much, just because from a defensive perspective, I believe they were trying to hit us on the counterattack, which Marquinhos, Gabriel Magalhães, and Casemiro will do a great job stopping them. But at the same time, I believe they'll come flying in the first 15 minutes of both halves. So it's just for Brazil to manage the beginning of every half and then keep control and trying to get Vinicius on 1v1 situations, Rafinha, and obviously Paquetá to feed Thiago. So from that perspective, managing the difficult moments, I think we have experienced players at the back that will be able to deal with the pressure quite well.
And looking at this, I'm more focused. If we look at the defense, obviously Wesley being injured is a big factor into these changes. So I'm not going to go too much into that. I'm focusing more on the attacking side. Lucas Paquetá obviously starting, and Igor Thiago playing as a center forward. Who would this be your say from the midfield forward, these front four players? Would this be, if you were Ancelotti right now, would this be your starting four, or would you have gone for a different four, especially for this game? Because it is quite complex, this game, compared to the other two, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from that perspective, I would have gone the same. Of course, if Neymar was available, I would have started him just to bring a little bit more of a superstar sort of feel in that area against Morocco. And sometimes you can just use him as a decoy. But I think the front four, apart from Igor Thiago staying sort of centrally and in and around the box, I think the other three are more than capable to rotate around, combining different areas and sort of create problems in the defensive line of Morocco.
All right, so the only question that I have left for you is this. What do you think is going to be the score at the end of today's game?
Today I'm going for 3-1 Brazil, so 3-0 until the 85th minute, and then 3-1 through a mistake.
All right, okay. Well, Matheus, I know you have to go. I really appreciate, obviously we're friends, and I really appreciate you spending the time here, and I look forward to spending more time with you in the future of this World Cup and other things around the channel too. Thank you for spending that time with me in this pre-game for Brazil-Morocco. I hope you guys win, because obviously if Portugal doesn't win, I would love Brazil to win it. We're probably going to meet at some point. Unfortunately, I think that's going to happen. It's bound to. But in any case, thank you very much, my brother, and I look forward to seeing you. Enjoy the game. I hope we're going to be messaging, of course, but enjoy it. Yep.
Thank you very much, Fabio. Vamos, Brasil!
Vamos! Sim!
Valeu.
Tá.